Good evening. This will not be one of my most fantastic videos, although I have a few things to point out. Okay. One of the things to point out would sort of like be some sort of watch. A watch. Hold on. Okay. This is a hexagon. At the same time as this hexagon, if I don't fill in these angles, becomes the cross of Christ. Okay. If this were a cube, this would bend down, this would fold down, this would fold down, this would fold down. This would be the center. Where would be the underneath of this? It has to be all the way down here. That's why the cross has an extra leg on it, because you got to close the box, right? You got a box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the sixth one. It makes it uneven. It makes it 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, what this is, okay, is this is the roulette board. This way and this way. The short way here, this is where Saturn would be. We're definitely part of Saturn. I mean, because this is our 90-degree angle of birth, okay? This 90-degree angle of birth says right here is Earth. This is the angle of birth we have, okay? We're 6 man of the 9 birth. This is a 90-degree angle, and the foxhole is at 45 degrees, which points right into Earth. But it makes no sense to me. Earth and creation go together. C and E. 3 and 5. Makes no sense. Couldn't happen. Couldn't happen. Even though they say 3, 6, and 9 are pregnant threes, the 3 was creation. The 6 was the face of man, or the opposite of the angel. It was the replica of the angel, because 4, 6. That's how you feel. The 4, 5, 6 on your telephone was filled by 4, 5, or 4, 4 and a half, 5, and 6. Just by turning it. So this is the roulette board. The roulette, yes. This is the roulette numbers this way, and this is the roulette numbers this way. Depending on which way we go about this, this one happens to be the 19th position. This is the 19th position. This is the 19th position. This is the 19th position. This would be the 16th position, depending if you're going up or down, and this would be 16. And a real board would be the same numbers, 16 and 19, 16 and 19, 16 and 19, 16 and 19. Connect all the corners together like a band-aid. Go look at a board, except what I did is I crossed one board over another board, and then the center of that is another board. That's the way you got to do it, right? What happened to my cigarette? Now, if you're not understanding what it is, there's just so much. I'm just putting these numbers together. 19 is the one spirit of birth that happens to be Mercury, and Pluto is at every corner. So next to the sun, it's at one corner, and the furthest from the sun, it's at the other corner. So they communicate with each other through the 5-hole. I also made a design of, I hope I can find it. This is the Monopoly board. This is man. There's his capsule. If you want, you can call it the chalice. You can see the Y on the top. It can be, I can't draw it down any lower because of this. What this is, take a look at this. Okay, you see this? I'm going to show you something a little bit different that I haven't done yet for anybody. I haven't even done it yet for myself. But, hold on, I'm coming. You ever see the cards, the deck of cards, what it looks like? I know I'm a little slow today. I'm not as fast as every other day. But does it resemble anything? Look at the look at the 2 swords. Doesn't it look like the top of a sword? No? These are the four spots between the railroad track and free parking, I think, at that corner. Here, if you can see, there's a division in the road. Together, okay, it looks like a T. Okay, from upside down, they become Ys. Okay, they become very wise. And this and this go together in numbers, because this is the roulette numbers, and this is 9 by 9 by 9 by 9, the 36 numbers on roulette. Take out the corners. So anyways, this is part of the chalice. If I fold it over and turn it this way, you see it's a little bit different. You see what it is this way? It's upper and lower. Here and here. Half a man is down here, is a mixture this way and this way. There's mixtures. There's mixtures. This one to this one to this one to this one. This one to this one to this one to this one. This one to this one. You can go combinations of whatever they are, but they have to fit in an order that the numbers connect. Okay, that's the way it goes. So you end up with those Ys, and you end up seeing these designs on the roulette board. In fact, in the center of the roulette board, okay, you have 2 of these or 3 of these in the center, plus you got 2 other ones like this scattered around on the roulette board, and I call them the goblet of the chalice. Oh, am I sure? Of course I'm sure. I'm so sure. I'm so much more sure than I have written out. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is that when you're looking at numbers, there's many ways to look at them. Because I made this design, the top line here going around only on the top, right? I put a number in here. 3, 2, 1. Well, it's upside down, but it's 3. 2 is on the other side of that line, and then 1. And then I boxed it in, okay, with 7, 8, 9. If it was flipped over the other way, you'd see what it was. So this one and this one go together as 2. So you pair them up, and it makes 1 leg. And then it goes down to just 1 division, this number over here, to pair up these 2 over here. And that creates the V of life. And that line on that angle and that line on that angle, this one can also make the N if I went straight up the center. Okay? Otherwise, if I put it up the other way, flip it upside down, we have the W to show for it. In Roman numerals, this is 1V1, 5, 6, 7, or 4 and 6, or a total of 15, or a total count of 4, 5, 6, and 4, 5, 6. You say it again because one time it was used as a combination, and one time it was used in its own, of the position it was in. Another thing I'm going to show you is those little things that I showed you, those chalices. What they are is, try to imagine this centerpiece over here, okay, with this tip and this tip. Now forget about that one. Now remember this one, this tip over here with this tip over here. Now forget about that one. Now this tip over here with this tip over here. Forget about that one, and back to this tip over here and this tip over here. So all of these worlds are on the other side of each other. If I fold in this here and this here, this becomes the mug and dovey. Okay? 888, 222, 666, 444. The next level is in the 5th level, 5 and 6. So that the 4th 6 seems to actually keep you here on Earth. That's what it seems like. You know why? It keeps you in a rotation. The 4th 6, you know what that 6 is, that 4th 6? First of all, it's 666 because of the mug and dovey. It has 2 triangles of 3 points each. 666. When you put 2 of them together, okay, you get 666 and 666. Okay. So if you get a 4th 6, actually what you're doing, okay, is you're just connecting all the 6s together. So all you're getting is the multiplication of 7 6s, in which is an angel in heaven. So you're not actually here. So maybe that's why the 4th 6 is no good. Okay, another thing is, you ever see the bridge? You always cross the bridge. We play bridge. Well, this bridge is more than just a bridge. This is the hat that the king and the jack wear. It's these hats, this angle of the hat. And you see what it is, the club in his hat? These are clubs. It's the wave of the brain, okay? Right here. Mercury on his top shoulder, Pluto. Goes through Jupiter, the mind of Jupiter and all the moons of Jupiter. One, you see the three here? Creation, creation. Because it's got 3 points on it, so it's creation, creation, making 6 man. So that 6 man comes where? On the shoulder, over the egg. And don't forget his fork. And his hair. See his hair? B. Backwards on his beard. His mustache, his eyebrows, the way he's looking here, the way he's looking there. Okay, let me get back to this thing over here. Let me see what we got to next. There's so much. I've done so much. There's so much. One thing you got to watch out for is this. You see, these are the train tracks. 888, 888, 888, 888. That's all the way up. So how do you get through on the train tracks from this world? You see the stop sign in the center it creates? It does the same thing, creates the same stop sign. It shows you that short line and Pennsylvania, short line is Neptune and Pennsylvania is supposed to be Venus, while reading is Mars and B and O is Saturn. Beta Ovens, 05, B and O. Look, B and O, number 5. Beatles, BO5, Beatles. Can't you see it in there? Anyways, that's what I take it out. The T is the crossroad. The X, T. Where do you think these letters come up? Every time they connect to creation, a letter comes up. I just showed you X and T. The reason for the X and T is they connected the 4 corners. How do you disconnect? In this world, if I want to get rid, okay, of the X, listen to, watch this. I want to get rid of the X, okay? So I'm removing this one here. This one is go to jail. So if I remove that one, right, I'll just keep going like this. All 3 corners are safe. And that's why, the Y in the road. You know what I'm saying? Which one is the Y in the road? If we eliminate this leg over here, there's no go to jail, and you're safe forever to play the game. Riding on go in jail. On 2 railroads, Reading and Pennsylvania. So therefore, short lines and B&O is not good. Short lines and B&O, I already put the S over here. That's why it says it's the Beatles. Short B&O. 2, 17, 36, 9. Birth 9. R, P. Angel resident, the one spirit of 6. 16 and 1834. It means number 1. One spirit is here. Anyways, I can drag it on and talk about a lot of things. Let me see. Did I get anything else over here? I don't know. I'm really out of it, you know. For some reason, I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Okay. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So I'm really out of it. It really disturbs me when I can't connect the way I usually could. Even if I look like a real jerk off or nut, that's okay, because I know deep in my heart I must be a real idiot not to notice how much of an idiot I am. But I seem to not notice how much of an idiot I am, so I therefore think that I'm not a great idiot. And if you take it to part that you do not want to watch what I do, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't have to be sorry, but if you get your kicks out of watching people like me, then I obviously like to have people like you watching my videos. There's just so many things, so many twisted ways. If you go 6 to the right and 6 to the left, you can actually put 12 on each end, and it'll be the same. You know what I'm saying? A 6 is a completion of creation, so 12 is 6 and 6. 1 and 2 is 3, so it means creation. So you would actually have to go 303 to make that number up to know what's in the middle. It's something of half. 1.5 or 15. Half of 3 is 1.5, or in the alphabet it'd be the 15th letter and it'd be the egg. And that is exactly what is between creation. 3 and 3, the egg. Raphael 72:86. Will I leave my mark and say, I have not forgotten Ron Paul. I'm still on that bandwagon. I'm still up that alley. If this has nothing to do with the book or what I think about the future will come all the same. The good Lord sees that we are working hard to bring the liberty upon the land. He sees that there are many good men out there that are willing to risk their ways because they know in today's day when you want something great, there are evils that are in between. So there are those, I'm quite sure that they know what they are risking. And one risking man is Ron Paul. Raphael 72:86 in the constellation of Pegasus, the good Lord. Oh, one other thing. I bumped into number 74 again, the number of Christ, and it says he's God. This is the second time in the past 2 months where number 74 says he's God. Okay, but it's 75 because you see the difference between 74 and 75 is the one dot in the 4 that's missing. So he's not that one dot. He's the dot in the middle of the 6 and the 4, creating the 11 that way. So he is the Son of God, but he still is not number 75. But every time I seem to look at 7-4, I keep thinking of God. But then you know what? God is first and God is last. So God has to be Mercury, and God has to be Pluto, and Christ is actually Mars and Uranus. And the Greeks would say Mu for Mui. What does that mean? Now you know Mui has a chance. There's a chance that Mu, okay, might be in part of the Greek letters. Okay, it's definitely in there. There's definitely stuff, Roman numerals. I mean, there's so many patterns. I mean, I just want to show you what happens. Okay, you see this attach over here? It's almost like a watch attach, so you can't open it. You see the way it makes this big hat over here? It's like an ace that runs between it. This is 16 and 19 in roulette. They're both red. They connect, and they also connect the 2 sides of the board. Here also is number 16 and 19, and they will connect 2 sides of the board, and here and all around it. All these numbers will connect the sides of the board, so we can use the numbers this way and use the numbers this way. And I go 1 to 36, but you don't. On this one, I don't. I do it this way, 1 to 36. This way, I don't do it that way. Unless I want to, then I'd have 2 flaps to shut underneath here. I'd either have the Venus-Neptune flap, or I'd have the Mars-Saturn flap. Because there's 5 sides here, and we need a 6th side to go on the bottom of this. So I might use either this flap or this flap. This is the 2-6 flap. 2-6 flap. 2-6, 2-6. It creates this shape. 6-22-6 creates the shape. Because don't forget, like this, okay, it looks like one thing, you know. Jesus was carrying the cross like this, because that's the way the numbers were, actually, on this angle. Anyways, I wanted to show you just one little thing. I designed one little teeny little thing, and oh, I showed it to you already. Because they're all like little tops. They're all like little spinning tops. So when I showed this over here, this is a top. And what happens is this, it can lean over to this corner, it can lean over to this corner, but it can't go anywhere else. While it's leaning to this corner and this corner, this bottom of it is hitting this corner and this corner. And then there's one on this side. It goes down to here and to here. And then this one goes down to here and to here. And this makes like the clock of life, how this goes around. They're all one. There's actually only 2 of them, but there's a little bit more in there than you can see, because the question is, how did I get the 3 4s over here? Because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. 9 walls, and I couldn't even describe the whole thing. Another thing, there was a hockey player named Phil Esposito, and his name says Southeast Positive, and the word Phil equals to 7, 15, 24, 27, 2 equals to 9, which means one who creates. A birth of something, always creating something equaling to a birth, and he had the puck in his hand. Anyways, I don't know where I am. Okay, I think we're going to leave it at this, I guess. So many things. Oh, yeah. You've seen this before. You know, the army stuff, or someone behind here reading a book, because world's going down, upside down, world's going up. Alpha, beta, alpha, beta, alpha, beta. It's always alpha, beta. It's just that's the way it works. Okay, so we finished this. Oh, and the other thing is, if this was a diamond suit in the center of the diamond, you see the chunk that's missing over here? Because the 8 is on this side, turning the wheel, and the other number is on the other side, turning the wheel. Even though they're 2, 4, 6, 8, they're on the other side of the barrier, meaning that the core is turning this way, or it could be turning this way. Okay, but it's always the same thing. It's whatever Venus does. So I know nothing about science or anything, but you guys in science, you must check what Venus does, compared to what Neptune does, what Earth does compared to what Mars does. We must watch. There's something definitely hooked up between Venus, Neptune, and let's say Saturn. I'd like to include Saturn. I really don't want to include Earth in this. I think we're misled. Somehow we've been misled. I think we got to replace Earth with Saturn. Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. That's the combination I want to see. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. For the love and honor of the one and the only creator of all. He is who he is, regardless of what name you give upon him. He is and will always be. Amen.